How's everyone doing today? I'm Cindy Vargas, and I will be presenting on pretty much basically what the other two ladies were, and it's spreading sickle cell disease awareness in our local middle school and high school, and just talking about what the College of the Mainland does here as a club with Dr. M. So, as you can see in these two pictures, and as he has for our models here, this is our blood when it's normal. And this is it when it's sickle cell. So when it's sickle cell, it has a hard time going through, as she showed you, the previous lady showed you, going through. It's hard for these to go through because when it's sickled, it's shaped like a banana to where it cannot get through. It's hard to go through, okay? So we just take these models to our high school and our middle school, and we show the kids, and they play with it, and we just try to make it fun and interesting, and we try to make it easy for them to learn in a way that they will understand and remember it as well. So, what is sickle cell disease? It's a blood disorder in which the red blood cells are sickle-shaped, as here, okay, and are unable to move through the blood vessels smoothly, okay? They have a shorter lifespan because they are more fragile, causing a deficiency in the hemoglobin, the protein in the red blood cells that carry oxygen throughout our bodies. You cannot catch sickle cell from anyone or develop it later in life. It is something that is inherited. Okay, so if a kid is, saying, oh, my friend has it, can I catch it? No, they cannot catch it. So why is it important that we spread sickle cell awareness disease? It brings a greater understanding of the sickle cell disease. So when we go into the schools and we teach these kids what it is, they can be able to share it with their classmates, their friends, their families, of people who they may know that have the disease, and they're able to understand it to where if, just hypothetically speaking, if you're having lunch with one of your friends and they're going to make a bad choice and eat it, and you're like, oh no, friend, eat this over this because you have sickle cell and we want you to live a long life and stay healthy. Okay, so it inspires funding into treatments and potential cures. So if people see that we're raising awareness, they know that, okay, they need funding, so open up people's hearts to want to help with raising awareness for sickle cell disease. It lifts up the stories of children and families facing the disease. So like when we go to the middle school and the high school, there are a couple of kids who say, oh yes, my friend or my mom or my dad or my uncle or brother have been diagnosed with it. So they're able to share their stories with us, and it's pretty cool that they trust us and they just met us, but like the lady previously said, they're close in age, so they feel like they can relate to us and they can share things with us that they probably wouldn't share with someone else, like, is my mom gonna die? Is she this? Is she that? They worry, like these kids really worry about their parents. And so sharing their stories and us being able to be there and have the opportunity to speak with them is very good. We enjoy it, we have fun. We try to make it fun for them. So your voice does matter. Okay, so spreading awareness, everybody that spreads it, our voices do matter. And we're heard. So what do we do for the Sickle Cell Club here at College of the Mainland? Okay, with our professor, every month we go into the middle school and the high school to educate our younger generation on this disease. We educate them on proper diets like fruits, vegetables, whole grains. So what we'll do is we'll give them cutouts and we'll give them poster boards. And we'll say, okay, let us see you pick the proper diet. What would you eat? Would you choose white rice? Would you choose brown rice? Okay, which one's healthier? So if they don't know, we educate them on which one they should eat rather than the one they want to eat. Okay? We teach them to make good choices in the eating habits. We play games as an alternate way of learning. So sometimes, like when you teach kids or even adults, when you teach us things we don't get it, like we don't remember it. We have to find an alternative way. Like me, myself, flashcards. Making flashcards helps me remember things. So it's the same with these kids. And they're so like eager to learn and they engage and we just go and we have fun. It's really fun. They share their stories, like I previously talked about. We have question and answering time where they're very engaged as well. We give prizes. So like a couple of weeks ago, we had like 2 jars that a lady brought, and she had candy in it, like the kisses. And so we were like, okay, you have to guess what's in this and what's in this. But you can only guess if you give us a fact about sickle cell disease. Excuse me. What have you learned here today? Give me one fact about it. And it's amazing because you think that out of this class of 20, okay, they probably didn't remember much. You can't underestimate them kids. Every one of them guessed what was in the jar and was able to write a fact down about what they indeed learned. It's awesome. It's pretty awesome. So we overall just have a great time sharing sickle cell disease anemia with one another. Okay. So what are the students gaining from the awareness? So the students are learning exactly what sickle cell disease is, and we know that they're learning because they're engaging in the activities. They're coming back with responses, questions, answers, and so they're showing us that they are learning. Okay? The students are learning a good balanced diet. The students are being educated of the importance of being tested. The students are learning that the disease is not contagious. They're learning that the average age of diagnosis is between 2 and 14 years old. The majority of individuals diagnosed with sickle cell disease are of African descent, including African Americans, excuse me, among 1 in 12 carriers, a sickle cell gene. Hispanic Americans, people of the Middle Eastern, Asian, Indian, and Mediterranean descent as well. Okay, so, and some Caucasian people have known to be diagnosed with it as well. So how do I feel spreading the disease? Well, I just know that I was here to serve people. That's what I was put here for. It's here to serve people. So when I go into the middle school, when I go into the high school, and I'm sharing these stories or we're playing these games, like I just get a natural high off of being able to help them, knowing that I taught them something, that we taught them something as a group, that they learned something, that they engaged from it, and that we all did it having a good time. Okay? So these are some of the signs and the symptoms, like infections, pain, fatigue. People may experience chest pains, joints, and have dizziness. Treatments include medications, blood transfusions, and rarely will they do bone marrow transplants. These are some of the specialists that they'll see, like hematologists, pulmonologists, cardiologists, neurologists, pediatrician, of course, their PCP, and an emergency doctor in the event that they have an emergency. Okay? And an interesting fact on sickle cell disease is a person with sickle cell disease can live a long and high quality life. Okay? Another fact is a child gets sickle cell disease when he or she receives 2 sickle cell genes from each parent. A child who inherits only 1 sickle cell gene has the sickle cell trait. If both parents have either sickle cell disease or the sickle cell trait, it is important for them to discuss with one another and see their doctor. Okay, so sickle cell disease awareness. Sickle cell disease is a very unfortunate disease. However, with the proper education and awareness of the disease, one can live a long life. I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to speak here today and talk about this because not only did I learn new things in spreading it, but I feel like I probably taught somebody something, a little something. But thank you all. I appreciate you for watching my presentation. Anybody have any questions?